What's up, YouTube? How's it going? How's it going? Is my voice mod not working? Welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time here, let me know actually if it's your first time here. The way that this works is that if you have any questions about any cameras that you're thinking about buying, let me know and I'll try my best to get you squared away to find you something that is that works for you. Voice mod didn't turn on. Let's try again. Voice mod. Jonathan Kai, what up, Jonathan? How are you, man? Doing a quick mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Yo, yo. Welcome in, YouTube. Welcome in, TikTok. We're just getting started here, testing things out. Doing good, brother. Hope you've been well. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I just finished editing some TikTok shop videos and realized what time it was. I was like, let's get a live going. What should today's poll be over in the YouTube world? Let's see. Poll questions. Do you stream YouTube as well? Yep. Multi-streaming over on YouTube. YouTube is relatively quiet though. Control Alt Delete. It's quiet because I think people are shy over it. That's okay though. It's okay. And task. We just got to they just got to warm up a little bit, you know. That's all that it is. YouTube world, what are you guys shooting on over in the YouTube world? For some reason my sound effects are not popping up. Oh well. Do you have a breakdown of your live stream setup? I do. I have it in my link in bio. You can find it, but I'll show it to you right here. My YouTube setup, my streaming setup is all right here. I have all the products that I use listed out right here. This is what I use for basically my YouTube setup, and then my computer setup is listed over here, my workstation. And all of these things, you can find it in the link in bio under my profile page if you're on TikTok. And if you are on YouTube, it's the first link in the description, actually. Thanks for asking. But yeah, this is my YouTube setup over here. Let's see. All right, poll question. What are those poll questions? I got a Sony a6500 and a 35mm lens. Starting to use it, but for TikTok, but the lens is too zoomed in. The 35, yeah, the 35 is a little tight on the crop sensor, broski. You probably want something like a 16mm. 16 is what I use. This is what I use right here. This is a 16mm right here, and then this is a 23mm over here. So this is what I use over for YouTube land, and this is what I use in TikTok world over here. What camera brand? There we go. What camera brand are you guys leaning towards right now? Camera brand are you leaning toward right now? Let's say Canon, Sony, Nikon. Say Lumix. Lumix is surprising. 5 viewers over on YouTube. What up, YouTube? You guys are shy over there. It's okay. It's okay. The way that this works, by the way, if you are curious and you'd like to participate, all that you do is you just let me know what kind of camera, if you have any camera questions, if you're thinking about purchasing a camera, and I will walk through everything that I know to give you the best camera for your situation, whether you're using it for photography, live streaming, you want to do video content, you want to do social media work. I own all of the cameras that you see on this page right here. I own every single one of them. Mostly Canon. I do have a Sony. And I also have a Fuji and a bunch of action cameras as well. Colton Barrett. What's up, Colton Barrett? I have a Sony a7 III fully rigged out and an R6 Mark II. Sick, bro. But I'm not sure which camera to get next for cinema and videography. Well, I guess it depends, bro. Do you like... what's wrong with those cameras? Do you want a more dedicated cinema camera? I would either do an FX3 or a C50, depending on if you like Canon or Sony. Thing about the FX3 though is that I'm pretty sure that a new FX3 is coming out this year. Canon, I'm in enemy territory. Did you see my message? Owen takes photos. I don't think so, Owen. I don't really check my DMs that much. That's why I go live as often as I do. So if you want any questions answered, you can do them in the lives. Let's see. Can you just stream from one video source, or you just want to avoid cropping? I don't want to crop. Yeah, I don't want to crop. So the crop, to me, the image of the cropping doesn't look good to me. So I just have 2 video sources. And plus I have enough cameras that I can definitely do that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any specific questions about how I stream. I also made some videos on like this whole streaming setup, but I'm happy to walk through it. Thoughts on the Nikon Z? I like the Nikon Z52. I like that one a lot. Yes, I do. My sound effects aren't working today, guys. I'm not sure why. I guess we won't have sound effects. Use the A7S II and the A7 both for photo and video. Is it worth upgrading my camera, or is my Sony A65 good enough for you? What do you think, Donovan's last brain cell? What do you think you're missing with your camera, bro? Just need a good video lens for the Sony 67. Bro, the 18 to 50 is really nice from Sigma. I recommend this lens all the time. This one, or if you want something a little bit nicer, there's the 17 to 40. But this this lens is really nice. Yeah, the R6 is more company camera than mine, but I've been really looking at the FX3. I own the C50. The C50 is the latest of the latest tech. It's pretty great, dude. Pretty great. I have a C. My C50 right here. It's pretty nice. Does everything I need it to do. The beast of a camera. This is my favorite lens as well, the 15 to 35. But yeah, if you're looking for a proper cinema camera, like I said, the FX3, of course, is really nice. But I have a feeling that they're gonna drop a new one here this year. And it would be a shame for you to buy an FX3, and then a new one just come out the same, at the same time. Let's see. Stream. My buttons on my Stream Deck aren't working. Don't know why. Control Alt Delete. There they are. Cool. All right. Currently using the FX30, but want to upgrade to the FX3. New one this year, you say? Yeah, I think so. MJ, they have to, dude. They have to. If they skip 2026 and don't drop a new camera, Sony's gonna be way behind, dude. They have to. They have to. That camera's been out for like 4 years now, so they have to. Owen takes photos. Should I get the Sigma 35 Art new or a used in excellent condition Sony 85? Those are two very different lenses, Owen. Depends on what you're shooting, broski. What's up, dog? Dynasty 9000. Julia, brother. Just need a good video lens for the 6700. I think I shared it, the 18 to 50. I really like the A7 III, but I'm not looking to buy one. Okay. Thoughts? Love the Robert Anthony Perez. Nikon ZR is sick, bro. Should I buy it or cheap option looking for high quality Instagram reels? Bro, if you get a Nikon ZR for Instagram reels, your shit's gonna be on fucking fire, bro. Yeah, the Nikon ZR is crazy, dude. What camera would you recommend for sports photography as a beginner? Jose, what can you afford, buddy? What are you in the market for? Sony, Canon? What camera have you been looking at? Hi, brother. As a beginner, should I buy a Fujifilm XM5 or the X-T30? Ooh, probably the X-T30. The X-T33 is also coming out. Tried the 56 and I need a lot more practice. Yeah, the 56 is pretty aggressive. It's a big punch-in. It's a lot of, you have to be like really far away. But like, if you're able to get the... My kitty just snagged my toe. Dynasty, thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, the 56 is pretty good. I was boxing up your stuff today, actually, Julie. I was just making some content. Do you recommend the Fuji XE5? Yes, I do. Retained client wants one YouTube vid, 14 reels a week, low effort. One YouTube vid, 14 reels a week, low effort. How much would you charge per week? For 14 reels? One YouTube video a week and 14 reels? Bro, I would charge like 4,000 to 5,000 for that. Low effort? That sounds weird. How does the capture card work? What do you mean capture card? How it works? The capture card just the capture card looks like this. This is a kind of capture card right here. And basically you hook up the HDMI of the camera to the back of this, and then you plug in this part to the computer, and that way your computer can read the information coming from a camera. And that's it. Colton Barrett, thanks. Nice. Vic, I did some research and now I'm between the 10 to 18 and the 16 millimeter for my R50. What would you go with? Depends on what you're doing, bro. Both of them are really nice. I own both of them. This is the 16 millimeter. I think you know what it looks like. Oh, Julia, look, I added fancy effects to my stuff. But yeah, this top one right here, this is 16 millimeters and this is 23. But yeah, the 10 to 18 is nice. Hello, brother. Did I buy the Nikon ZR or the Fuji? If you want to do video, bro, and like that's what you want, I would do the Nikon ZR. Holy shit, these chats are getting out of hand. What up, YouTube world? Welcome in. If you guys are brand new here over from if you guys are new from the YouTube land, the way that this works is you just let me know if you have any camera questions, or if you're thinking about purchasing a camera and you are undecided, let me know what it is and I'll try to help you out. Canon is best. Canon is best. I have a 28 to 70 G Master and a 35 G Master. Nice, dude. That's a monster lens, dude. The 28 to 70 f2. Woo, you fancy. Only phony photographers use Sony. I speak for all. Oh, got it. That makes sense. What's your name? Kurt Sunnison. Whoa, we're floating. Nikon ZR or Sony 7E? Who will win cinematic video recording? Nikon ZR. The Nikon ZR is a cinema camera, essentially. It just doesn't have a fan, I guess. I only use the Canon, but I was thinking about getting a Sony. Okay, very dark boy. FX30 or A7 III? FX30. Any good creators that teach lighting well? A lot, dude. A lot. YouTube University is great for lighting, man. Yeah, YouTube University is great for lighting. You just need quality lights to be good at lighting, you know? Robert Anthony Perez just followed. Appreciate it, man. I'm not bored. Do I get a MacBook Neo for 600 and save and get the M4? I don't know, man. MacBook Neo, 600 bucks is like, it's like a cell phone, right? It has like the same chip as a cell phone. What do you mean? What do you mean about the 1630? What do you mean about the 1635 f4 is USM lens? I don't know what you mean, USM lens. Considering that I have a 50mm, do you think I should still get the 16 or the 10-18? Just what are you shooting, man? Just let me know what you're shooting. Like, the 10-18 would be nice if you want some flexibility. I would probably choose the 10-18 for you, because in the 10-18 you get the 16mm, but you just lose out on some stops of light, you know? I'm a filmmaker. What camera should I get? What camera do you currently have? Raed Abdel Maksud. What camera do you currently have? Jose, what do you recommend for Canon camera for sports photography? What's your budget, Jose? Hi, what would be your recommendation for cinematic high quality background? My budget is under 2,000. You're thinking more about the lens, Robert. So you need a decent lens. You need a bright lens so you can get that background separation. That's what you're talking about. What do you think about the 16-35 for f4 USM? I would prefer the 2.8, the f2.8. Best video camera for $700. Oh, the R, right here. The R50V, guys. I'm never gonna stop talking about this camera. This one right here. R50V, 600 bucks. I have two of these cameras. They're very nice. I'm a filmmaker hoping to shoot short films, commercials, music videos using professional lights. Currently don't have a camera. So right, answer me this, buddy. You call yourself a filmmaker, but you don't have a camera. What have you used? You've used a Red Komodo and a V Raptor? I would get one of those, man. Yeah, why don't you get a Red Komodo or a V Raptor if that's what you're comfortable with? My budget is under 1,000 and you want a Canon? I would get this, the Canon R50V. I have two of these cameras. They're very nice. Very, very nice. YouTube world. What up, YouTube world? How's it going over there? Also shot on a Venice, Rialto, and Alexa. Okay. I'm a student. Okay. How about the Nikon ZR? Why don't you get the Nikon ZR? The Pixis 6K, how much is that? That sounds nice too. Pixis, I know somebody that has one of these. Pixis 6K. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I think I have a buddy that has the 12K, or he might have the 6K. Yeah, these are very cool too. Mm-hmm. The Leica EF or the Leica L. Yeah, these are sick too, man. You just have to buy a lot of shit with them, you know what I mean? Like, for you to get this all, like, you know, working and operational, you got to buy a lot of stuff. Is it good to buy for use from Marketplace? I would never recommend going to Facebook Marketplace. Buy from a reputable reseller. That's what I always tell people. The Canon R50V is 1,300 plus tax. Where? It's 600 bucks. USD, it's only $600 plus tax. Asking for your thoughts. I haven't had an opportunity to use a Blackmagic Pixis. Have you looked at the Nikon ZR? I don't know. Can you afford? Is this in your budget, bro? Is a Blackmagic Pixis 6K in your budget? What is your budget? Just follow. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. Hi, the Fujifilm X-T50 is shooting at 6K. Would you recommend it? The X-T50. It's still a crop sensor camera, so what is it? The X-T50 you said? But the Fujifilm X-T50 is nice, man. I like the X-T5. Yeah, these are nice. They look nice too. I like the silver on these. XT50. If I had 6K to spend on a full Cinecam excluding lenses, okay. What's up, bro? I'm planning on upgrading to the Canon R6 Mark II. Any thoughts on the camera? I love the R6 Mark II, dude. Yeah, I'm budgeting 6K USD. Yeah, 6K USD. You're in here, bro. What about the FX6? You don't like? How much is the FX6? Have you looked at these? Ooh, that's over budget. Never mind. You're at like 8K. With all the fixings and everything, you're way over. FX3. I have the C50 and I love the C50. I don't really like the Nikon. For the what lens do you recommend for the R50? The R50V, I recommend all of these Sigma lenses. All of these Sigma lenses are really nice. I own all of these lenses right here. They're all very nice. Just depends on what you're shooting though, Jose. Michelle, Canon R6 III or R5 II for portraits, family, media day for sports, video, not the focus. If you can afford the R5 II, that's probably the last camera that you'll buy for the next 10 years. The R6 III is really nice too though. I own both of those cameras. And I always say, people often ask me, like, if you could only have one camera, like if I had to rebuild everything from the ground up again, what camera would I pick? I'd pick the R5 II. It has absolutely everything. It has everything. Yeah, it has absolutely everything. I'm thinking about getting the Canon R. Do not buy the Canon R100. Do not buy the R100. But honestly, I don't really like the green shift and it kind of moves towards. Yeah, Red. I mean, which one? Make a short list, bro. I would make a short list because it sounds like you're all over the place, broski. So make a short list of like 2 to 3 cameras. If you like the, you said you like the red cameras, the Nikon ZR is $2,000. Get a couple lenses, get the whole rig out. When you get the Nikon ZR and you rig it out fully, you're going to be at about 6K, bro. You know what I mean? Robert, hi, bro. Some people, they look camera shooting rather having a 4K drone for video film. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Robert. I shoot mainly landscapes and portraits between Canon R6 III and R6 III. Overall weight and check. R6 III is a way better camera for sure. If you want to take pictures outdoors during 1 p.m., which filter would you use, CPL or ND? An ND filter. I also use a filter that is an ND and the CPL filter, all in one. I think I have it here on my list. There's like 2-in-1 filters. Circular polarizers, and let's see. There's one, I can't remember if I have it here somewhere. Variable fader ND filter. It's one of these cameras, one of these filters, but they sell ones that are circular polarizers and ND at the same time. I don't know if I have it listed here. Is it this one? No. They sell ones that are both. I think it might be this one. Yeah, this is a variable ND filter and a CPL polarizer, 2-in-1. So I would get something like this. I'm thinking about getting the Canon R100 because the R50 is $600 less than the R50 for the same specs. Because the R100 is buns, bro. Spodley, just follow. Thank you, Spodley. Appreciate the follow. God bless you. Doing good on follows today. YouTube world, if you guys aren't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm going live often. If you guys are interested in any of the gear that I'm currently using, everything is listed in my link in bio. And also in the first link in the description over on YouTube. If you're interested in the gear that I'm currently using, I have a little map drawn out. I thought this was I think people have liked this. But this is what my current setup looks like in the room that I'm currently in. My computer is sitting right here. This is my chair, and all these lights are turned on. Oh, look, I added cameras. And these are the cameras that are like pointing at me. I got one camera and two cameras here. I was having fun earlier. And then the cameras that I'm using, you guys, are the R50 right here, R50, the R10, and the R50V. These are those cameras right here. KB, thank you for the follow, KB. Any other camera instead of the Nikon ZR, cheaper version, high quality background, cinematic, S9? Again, Robert, what you're thinking about when you want the background, you're thinking of, you need a lens, bro. So the camera is important, but not as important as the lens, because you want like that background separation. You keep saying that, but it doesn't sound like, you know, it sounds like you need to do a little bit more more studying on YouTube University. In order for you to get a nice blurry background, you need a lens that is like f1.8, f2, f1.4. The Lumix S9 for video recording will be cheaper option of the Nikon ZR. Yeah, Lumix S9 is just like a, you know, it's a nice little camera, but that thing's gonna overheat on you. Are you willing to explain why? The R100, I have the R100, bro. And I can tell you that the R100 is probably the worst camera that Canon has ever made. Reasons are that it has no touchscreen. It has zero touchscreen. It also doesn't have a flip out screen. It has only shoots in 1080p. I think it has 4K, but it's super cropped in. And it's just an awful camera, dude. Also, it's expensive. It's an expensive piece of shit is what it is. So like, I'm telling you this from experience. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you that it's bad because it's a cheap camera. I'm telling you it's bad because it's expensive. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I got an EOS RP. It's pretty good. Yeah. I'm just starting landscape blogging, gym stuff like that. So maybe the 10 to 18. Yeah, 10 to 18 is definitely going to be more flexible, bro. I think you'll like the 10 to 18. Lumix S9 for video recording. Yeah, but the S9 isn't a dedicated video camera, dude. You don't really need lenses anymore. It could be done digitally. That's not true. Lens quality does matter a lot, though, for cinematography. I'm just talking about bokeh. Yeah, but digital bokeh looks like shit, bro. Yeah, digital bokeh looks like shit. That's why like cinematic mode on a cell phone looks like ass. Is the Canon EOS RP good? Yeah, it is good. It's old, but it's good. I can ask your opinion about the Sony ZV-E Mark I for beginners in photography. I don't like the ZV-E Mark I anymore just because the Mark II exists. I have the 2 right here. This is the Sony ZV-E 10 II. I got this bad boy in all white. Yeah, I like this one a lot. The Sony ZV-E 2. I was surprised to like the Sony. I guess I wasn't surprised. It's a nice camera. It's expensive too. That's cap. No, digital bokeh looks like shit, bro. I know, man. I do this for a living. like if you want to be into like cinematography and you want to do that stuff, it's important to have the proper equipment. Like the digital kind of shit looks very amateurish, and if you want to have an amateur look, then by all means, but it's just the way it is. Andrew B, thank you for the backup, Andrew B. I'm like, dude, like you can't, you're like, you sound like one of the guys that is like says that a cell phone camera is just as good as an actual camera. I'm like, no, bro, it's not, man. How's the aperture on the 10 to 18? It's a 2.8, bro. Aperture is a 2.8. Another comment from YouTube. Canon R6 III or Sony? Canon R6 III, bro. The 6700 is the crop sensor camera. Canon R6 Mark. If those are your two choices, R6 Mark III, 100%. What's the difference between shooting video on 4K, 6K versus 8K? A lot, dude. You have a lot more resolution in 6K and 8K. Another comment over on YouTube. All right. YouTube is coming alive, you guys. Let's see. I'm a VFX artist and I would need some footage to practice on with high dynamic range that could get me really good color. Cinema quality. I'm in film school. What do you recommend? I'd recommend asking your friends that are in film school if they have any 10-bit or 12-bit cameras, and just see if they can roll some footage for you. Unless you can afford to like buy stock footage, you know what I mean? Probably what I would do. Do you have a camera? Or are you trying to are you trying to create your own stock footage? Hellzy, is that what you're asking? Morphex, simply false? No, dude, not simply false. I don't know why you're arguing, dude. Like Fujifilm, it's a really weird like hill to die on to say that like digital bokeh is just as good as like actual optical bokeh. Like that's a really weird thing to be arguing about. Fujifilm XH, again, if you want to have like an amateur look, then that's what you want, dude. Yeah, exactly. Andrew B is just like, all right. I'm gonna hop in the YouTube chat. My man, I appreciate it. It's more fun over there. Like indie work. Yeah. But do you want to create your own footage? Because if you want to create your own footage, you're gonna need your own camera, right? I would get a camera that at least has 10-bit video. You know? Yeah, and a good camera with dynamic range. It just depends on your... I left TikTok because of that. Hey, it happens, bro. It happens, broski. I currently got the Fuji X-T30, but I kind of got tired of it, and I'm a guy like editing. And I got tired of it, and I'm a guy like editing. What do you think of switching to the Sony A7 IV? Is what I have my eye on. A7 IV sick, dude. What did you not like about the X-T30? Gem Buffett. I bought the R5C. Sick. That sensor is nice, dude. What do you do with it? Next session, what do you do with the R5C, broski? I'd love to check out your work. Not in the mood to argue something yet. It's all good, bro. It's all good. I had my first hater last night. I think I might have had 2 haters last night. As soon as I recognized that they were just trolling or hating, I just blocked them. It was like, people are weirdos. Piano Finger, what's up, bro? I got the DJI. I got the DJI Focus Pro coming on Tuesday. I have not played with it, bro. No, is it the LiDAR one? That sounds fancy, dude. What are you doing with that, man? You got a project coming up, or are you just adding it to your kit? You like Borong Team Pyman? No, I don't. FX2 or A7 IV? What are you doing, GSV? Gem Buffet. I think it's just too small in my... It is small. I love the colors in the camera, but I also really like Sony. Yeah, Gem Buffet. Like, the Fujis are... You know, that's one thing that I always tell people, man, is like, Fujis to me, like, unless you're going for the cinema line, the external line, I think it's called for Fuji. Fujis are meant for, like, photos, you know, like going outside, casual photos. You know, they're nice little cameras. But I wouldn't use it personally, like, you know, unless I'm in the GFX, the medium format line, or the cinema. What is the cinema line called? Eterna? I think so. Sups, thank you for the follow. Yo, I shot futsal game. What's that futsal game? GSV video. And what did you want to do with, what camera did you like? Oh, I would do the FX2, bro. GSV FX2. If you're going for video, bro, you want a cinema camera. I picked it up for the oh, got it. Picked up a few weeks ago. I've never used an anamorphic lens. What camera are you using with the anamorphic lens, Piano Finger? What? I just said a bunch of words that I... What? Anamorphic. 14 viewers over on YouTube. You guys, if you guys are just joining over on YouTube, welcome in. My name is Vic. All I do is talk about cameras and kind of help as many people as I can answering their questions if they have any camera questions, and try to see if they have any difficulties picking a camera, because I've come to learn that a lot of you guys have a ton of questions about which camera specifically to buy for your specific purpose. Bro, I watched 3 vids of full-time filmmakers and thinks he knows it all. Morphe, are you still arguing about digital what is it called? Digital bokeh? Next session, I shoot everything on it, but primarily video. I'll be shooting my first documentary. Ooh, nice, dude. The active cooling fan in 10-bit is what sold me. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Also, bro, you can get your documentary. You can get your documentary in Netflix now. Morpheus. Sorry, buddy. If you're gonna be a negative Nancy. Oh, by the way, this is that guy Morpheus right here. 45 followers, 69 following, no content. This is Andrew. This is the guy that you were arguing with, bro. Right here. The C7 and the R6 III. Ooh, C70, dude. Should I buy secondhand Sony Nex 5 for 220? For 220, why not, man? Oh yeah, and it's Netflix approved. Yeah, it's Netflix approved, so you can get your documentary out there, bro. John Gonzalez, what up, broski? What up? Hey, I need help. I need a 60mm lens. I have a budget of $350 and under. What would you recommend? What camera system do you have, Zay Tech Nerd? Gem Buffett. All right, thank you, sir, for 3D printing houses for these lenses. What? Wait, hold on. For helping me make my choice, sir. You got it, Gem Buffett. Happy to help, man. I've been 3D printing houses of these lenses, or these lenses. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, that C70 is a great camera. Yeah, I never used one. I never used the C70. The C50 is my first cinema camera. ZVE10 Mark II. For the 16 mil, there's a couple, right? There's a couple 16 mils. Let's see, MPB. Let's go to B&H. B&H photo. Let's see, Sony E mount 16 mil. You should have tons of options, dude. There you go. Look, there's the pancake lens right here. Sony E. This is for APS-C. You said you have an APS-C, right? Yeah, ZVE10. Zay Tech Nerd. Here you go, buddy. Dumart Films. Hey, I'm self-skilled filmmaker in Zimbabwe. I have a Panasonic. Which wide cheap lens can I buy? I don't know. I don't know what cheap lens you can buy. Joseph Luna. Any ideas on cheap old DSLRs to try to remove the Bayer filter on? What's the Bayer filter? Dumart Films, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Should I buy the Sony next for $220? I don't know. For 220 bucks, give it a try. I have a budget of 3 million in Indonesia, and I think in dollars it's 100. What I gonna take for Canon or Nikon? Not a lot, bro. $176 USD is I would just use your cell phone. Peasy over in YouTube. Hello, Peasy. I need a new daily carry. Nice. X100S is giving me problems. X106, Lumix S9, or go big and get the ooh. Well, the GFX-R 100 is not like, you know, I don't know if I daily carry that, dude. It's nice. That sounds nice though. I like the X106. The Lumix S9 is really tempting though, bro. The Lumix S9, I've been looking at that for a while, and I guess what I really like about it most is the colors. Like, the colors are really cool, and the fact that it's a full frame camera, like look at this brown, dude. I've been eyeballing this brown camera for a minute now. Like, she nice, dude. Full frame camera. I'm pretty sure this shoots an open gate too. Look at all the colors it has, dude. I would get the brown one right here. The burgundy looks cool. The white looks clean. The blue, you know, maybe this is called cobalt. That looks nice, dude. Next session, hit that button. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I did have a poll going over here on YouTube land. And what I got going on is, what camera brand are you leaning toward buying right now? Options are Canon sits at 37%. Woo! Sony 37%. Nikon 21. Nikon is at 21. Lumix 5%. 5%. Samsung or iPhone? I like Samsung. Bayer filter equals color filter array, RGB color filter, and micro lens that goes over your photo sites. Joseph Luna, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with what you're trying to do. Do you think Canon 750D is a good camera? I don't really think much about like those older D series cameras, but if that's what you're looking at, I always recommend people just to buy the best camera that they can afford, right? And then just go outside and shoot with it. And like, you know, don't dwell over the decision too much, because the first camera that you guys are going to buy is likely not going to be the last. Hoping to do a full spectrum conversion for a project I have in mind. Yeah, Joseph Luna, I don't think I can help you, bro. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to fully do. I work mostly in consumer cameras that are ready to go out of the box. You know what I mean? Consumer, prosumer. Nayros, I'm going on vacation. I want something very lightweight. I already have Sony lenses. You should get a Sony camera then. Sony camera like the 6400. That'd be nice. Fair enough, it was worth a shot. Yeah, sorry Joseph Luna, I got no idea what you're trying to accomplish. It sounds like a lot though. This is Andrew. Are you referring to that weird color look where everything turns purple? That's kind of sounds like what he was doing. Andrew, did you see that account of that one guy that was arguing about the digital bokeh? Canon R6 Mark II or R7 for high-speed jet photography with 100, 400. I would do the R6 Mark II. That 100 to 400, if that is that, yeah, it was a troll. That's what it looked like. Yeah, I clicked on it. I was like, this guy's a... The same thing happened with the guy that was a hater yesterday. He was just like, all right, bro. An uneducated idiot. Yeah, or somebody that was just, you know. Trolls are funny, man. I've always like thought about what makes a troll a troll. You know what I mean? Do you guys have any ideas on what makes trolls trolls? Like what compels them to like to behave? So it's because of the anonymity and being able to hide behind a keyboard. I get it, you know. I don't know. I guess it kind of intrigues me a little bit of like getting behind the psychology of what the fuck's wrong with a person, right? Anyways, Visionary Media. What up, Visionary Media? Hey, I have a Canon Rebel T8i. What is a good camera to upgrade to? The R50, the R10, the R8 would be really nice. Traveling Panda, cool name. Any suggestions for beginner to intermediate enthusiast? Good for both photography and video. The R50. Next session says trolls want to be bullies. They something, man. Something. They gotta be something. What is the correct lighting when shooting indoor? Every time I shoot indoor, quality is not good. You need more light. You need more lighting. In this setup right now, guys, I was pretty proud of this. I already shared it once, but I'll share it again. This is my lighting setup that I have just for this room right here. So this is where I'm sitting right now in this chair here. And what I do is all of these, let's see if I can lock these so I don't mess with anything. So like I have a light right here. I have a light way back here that you guys can see, like back there. Then I have this light here that's flashing this design, this window design. And then I have another light right here. Why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because this light right here isn't turned on, but if I turn it on, it looks like this. It pops on. So I have two lights, like all of these lights right here are creating this image that you see right here. Oh, and I have that blue light that's back here that is, where is it? This guy right here. That is this guy here. So all of these lights to create, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and this one here too. This tube light is that tube light that's right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights in this small little office. Anyways, I'm showing you that because it just takes a lot of light to get a good image, right? Could you explain an APS-C sensor? I actually was working on an APS-C sensor. An APS-C sensor is just, or like some sort of explanation, is just a small sensor. It's just this would be like a the actual dimensions are, I don't know, it's escaping me, but this right here is a full frame sensor, and this right here would be what a crop sensor is. A very simple way to put it is that these sensors are just smaller, they're cheaper. I can actually show you. I think I have my R8 is exposed. Oh, actually, here we go. Look, I can show you what they look like. This is my C50, and this is the sensor on the C50. So it's much larger. Right? And now keeping that in mind, this is the Sony APS-C sensor right here. So it's much smaller. And the sensor is just what captures the light and the information that paints a picture. And APS-C stuff is typically cheaper, more inexpensive. Best camera under 1.5 for video, photo, for travel. R8. I think the R8 is nice. Harry Drew, what up, Harry Drew? What should I do at nighttime? ISO makes it all noisy and stuff. You need more light, Harry Drew. Joseph, it's beyond my expertise as well. I just wondering, but cool. 0 FPS. That's a cool name. Should I get a Canon R6 Mark II with a 24 to 10? That lens, the 24 to 105 is, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate it. The 24 to 105 STM is kind of buns, but it's good to get started with though. The R6 Mark II is a great camera though. And is an R8 decent with video? An R8 is decent with video. It doesn't have any IBIS, and a lot of people go crazy over IBIS in video, just so you know. R8 does not have IBIS. Harry Drew, thank you for the donut. Harry Drew, thank you for the rose. Appreciate you, buddy. God bless you, man. Should I get a Canon? You should get a Canon R6, yes. Joshua Luna, on another note, I just wrapped my X-T4 to a Nikon ZF with a Voigtlander. I love the Voidy. Yeah, Joseph Luna, it sounds like you're doing some crazy stuff, custom stuff over there, man. Let me check out your channel, actually. Do you have a YouTube channel, bro? You should totally do this on your channel. Wait, Joseph Luna. I'd love to check out your stuff if you have any stuff over there. Oh, you don't have anything up, bro. Whatever it is that you're doing, you should record it and put it on YouTube, bro. You'll be YouTube famous. It sounds fancy. Next session, the R8 overheats in 4K 60. That's what made me buy the R5C. Yeah, well, it doesn't have a fan. Next session. I've never had my R8 overheat because I don't do 4K 60 for like extended periods of time. So my R8 has never overheated, but I also don't push my cameras to the limits because I know there are limitations, right? Any camera that doesn't have a fan is going to overheat in 4K 60. Like any camera that doesn't have an internal fan is gonna overheat. It's just the way it goes, bro. What's the best camera around 1K to start on? I don't want Canon. For 1K, probably the Sony 6400. Sony 6400, right? Yeah, it's about $1,000. By the way, guys, if you are interested in any of the gear that I am currently using, you can find my storefront in my link in bio on my profile page. And if you're on YouTube, it is the first link in the description. Feel free to check it out. They are affiliate links, but I own 95% of the gear that's on this list. The other 5% I either got rid of or was gifted to me by a brand. So I personally used all of this stuff or have used it. Next session, I have the R8 also. It's now my B. That's a good B cam, bro. Well, next session, let me ask you, bro, how was the 4K 30 or the 4K 24? Because that's how I use it. And it's the footage, man, and the low light on the R8 is really, really nice, dude. It is expensive though. 1,500 to 14, I think is what it costs new. And that is a little expensive. If you can find a good used deal on it, I think it's great. Yeah, 1,500 brand new. But I think it's great, man. The low light on it is really, really good. And again, I've never had the 4K 60 overheat on me. Sony versus Canon for long-term. Canon, of course. FX30 for a second-year events and sports videographer. I have using the Canon FX30 is going to be nice, dude. Yeah, for sure. Should I get the Fuji X-T33? I would get the Fuji. Yeah, I would get the Fuji. Peppermint cookie edits. Yeah. Do you know what footage means? Do you know what footage means? I do know what footage means, yes. What lens should I get for the Canon R6 II? Don't want to break the bank. 0 FPS. What are you shooting? What are you shooting again? Remind me. Will I get more chicks if I get a camera? No. You will not. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Trying to get to 10,000 by the end of March, you guys. I don't think it's going to happen for TikTok. It might. I have a goal of 4,000 followers over on YouTube. So if you guys are hanging out in TikTok and would like to help me get to 4,000 followers over on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it because I'm really close. I think I might actually hit that goal. Currently, I'm sitting at 3840 subs on YouTube. I got, what is that, 160 more to go to hit that 4K for the month of March. Think I'm gonna do it. I was thinking about getting the, oh, actually, let me go to this view right here. I was thinking about getting the A7 IV for hybrid shooting video and photos, mostly clothing. Hell yeah, Keegan. Fucking do it, bro. Canon R50 looking for the perfect everyday prime lens. Ooh, Lati. For the R50, dude, that's a great question, man. The R50, I'm using it right now, actually. I recommend these lenses, man. And all of these lenses are found in my, I own all of them. They are in my link in the description if you're on YouTube. And if you're on TikTok, you can find them in my link in bio. If you guys don't know how to find that, my link in bio is literally you go to my page, my profile page, and it's the first link. Hey, look, this is us right here. The link in the bio, boom, and then you get to see my Amazon shops, and you end up right here. But anyways, the perfect prime lens for everyday. It'd have to be between the 16, bro. The 16, this guy right here, which is a really nice everyday lens in my opinion. You can ask, who is it? Julia, she knows all about the 16 and also the 23 millimeter. These two lenses are pretty fucking great, bro. Really, really great. 0 FPS. All right. I shoot sports and group settings and cars, so what lens should I get? For the R6 III, you don't want to break the bank either, huh? You said. I mean, are you getting that lens as a kit with the R6 Mark II 0 FPS? If it's included in your kit, I would probably just get it and then suck it up for 6 months while you save up money and then buy much better, because there are better STMs now. They sell like a 28 to 70 STM, which is really nice. RF 28 to 70. It's still expensive, but it's a lot more affordable than, not this one, that one's crazy. This one right here is a much better lens than the STM that you're talking about. This is a 28 to 70 f2.8 constant, and this is a much better lens. So if you're getting the R6 Mark II and it comes with that 24 to 105 STM, or you know what? There's a EF. The EF 24 to 105. It's an EF lens, but it's still really nice, dude. And you can find this lens for, you would need an adapter, but you can find this lens for like, look at this, 400 bucks. It's an L series lens. It's a little bit older. A little bit older. But shit, you can even find the second version, the newer one, for $800. This is nice right here. You would need an EF to RF though. So you got tons of options, dude. Yeah, you got tons of options. What happened to my thing? Master Labs. Hello. Just lost all my chats. That's a great buy. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I just lost all my chats, guys. My bad. Let's see if I can find you here. See where I was. Shoot sports group settings with fun shit again. That's a great buy. I think so. I think so, dude. Connected to YouTube chat. TikTok is... I'm sell my Canon 85 EF USM to buy a Sigma 50 art lens. Do you think that's a good idea? If you don't have use for the 85, I think so. What's a good lens for action sports in the R7? 70 to 200. 70 to 200. Never bought any RF lenses. I'm using EFS lenses with the adapter. It works just fine. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Next session, do you have a Canon branded one or do you have a third-party one? The only time I've ever heard people have issues with it. Also, guys, if you are hanging out over in YouTube land and you guys are just lurking, I appreciate you guys. While you're lurking, do me a solid and double tap your screen to get these likes up to more, to get this live out to more people. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I like this lens right here. 24 to 105. Looks good too. And this is from B&H, and B&H is typically a little bit more money. Luis Oliveros, what's a good camera for starting a review TikTok channel? 1 to 5K. I'd probably get an R50V. I'd probably get this camera right here. Canon R50V. You can find this camera linked in my bio, Luis, if you want to check it out. Are you on YouTube? No, you're on TikTok. Jay, I have a Canon R5 Mark II needing a 70 to 2. What do you recommend? What's wrong with the RF? Do you like the RF 70 to 200 2.8J? Grant Hub, I have an R5. Nice, dude. R5 is sick, dude. Something's going on with my computer. My sound effects are gone. Did my sound effects leave? Yeah, they did. All Canon branded except my Tokina 11 to 16 for real estate. Works very well. Okay, cool. So question is, should I keep the 24 to 70 and buy a new 70 to 200? Ooh. I wouldn't sell the 24 to 70. You know what I mean? That'd be I'd hate to get rid of it. Unless you really don't use it. A7 IV versus A7 V, as someone using a ZV-10 mainly do video, but a lot of photo too. I would get the A7 V, 100%. Looking for a good action cam that can take pictures. All action cameras can take pictures. Wood Visuals, I'm back. Welcome back, buddy. I am a content creating and doing SMM, filming mostly at restaurants. Not always food. Okay. What camera are you looking up? Zionus? Billy No Mates. Is the Sony A7 III still good? Yeah. That's next session. That's kind of what I was thinking about, is like, if you have one of the lenses of the Holy Trinity, I don't think I'd ever get rid of a Holy Trinity lens, you know? You just add. Only because it's so versatile. But some people might just have the lens sitting on their shelf. You know, like I have my 85 f1.2 that I only bring it out like once or twice a year, maybe 3 times a year at most. I'm wanting that. Can't decide between the L USM or the Z or the EF mount. Oh, okay. If you do video, if you do a lot of video, the Z would be ideal for that. But the Z is like crazy expensive, man. If you just do photos, Jay, the L USM is perfectly fine. That's the one that I own. What do you think of the 100 to 400 for action sports? The 100 to 400 on the RF and the EF. No, the EF one is an L series lens. The RF is not very good. Just get the Nikon Z8, bro, and end the stream. The Nikon Z8? I like Canon better. I'm sorry, what's the Holy Trinity of lenses? The Holy Trinity of lenses, zoom lenses, is the 15 to 35, 70 to 200, and the 24 to 70. It's 3 lenses. I do both, but mainly photo. Yeah, so for photo, like I said, I like the 70 to 200 RF because it's smaller. It packs away nicely. The Z is great, but the Z is also great for photos, I'm not gonna lie. But it's super expensive, and I think they gave it like a shorter throw, so it is pretty nice, dude. But so what would you recommend for restaurant, like maybe good low light performance? An A7 IV. Was your budget between an A7 IV Zionist or a R6 Mark II? Budget is like 1500. Okay, 1500. The R8 is about $1,500, but you probably need lenses and stuff too, right? So probably like a Sony ZVE-10 II or the R50V, like this camera right here. I recommend this camera to everybody, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Don't get the RF 100. Jay, have you had that lens? Jenny, what up, Jenny? Friendly beginner camera for pics and video, YouTube and TikTok. Jenny, I'm telling everybody, get this R50V, dude. This is the camera. Thanks for the heart, me. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Basketball and football. Was using it to shoot football game. Didn't how the photos came out. Get the EF. The EF I think is an L series lens, so the RF is just buns, bro. For sports photography, do you recommend a 17 to 70 or a 70 to 180? If you're doing outdoor sports, at least you, at a minimum, you need the 70 to 180. Yes, I currently have it out of the return window. Ah, shit, bro. Did you buy it new or did you buy it used? What up, Kevin? Deciding on which 70 to 200, the 2.8Z or the F4. If you can afford the F2.8, I would get that one. It's mainly for video. What camera do you shoot with? I'm currently shooting on TikTok with a Canon R10. Shooting with a Canon R10 right here. These are the 3 cameras that I'm using to film this live. A R50, an R10, and an R50V. I actually own 2 of these cameras, the R50Vs. I bought it new, sits in my bag. Yeah, dude, that sucks, dude. I bought mine brand new as well. And I took it to, where did I take it to? To New York City. and it was just awful, dude. I couldn't return it fast enough. I was like, this is bad, dude. I had no idea. This was way back. Way back in the day. What do you mainly shoot, like weddings or street photography? Wood visuals. I shoot a lot of, like when I'm doing freelance stuff, I do whatever pays the bills, whatever people hire me to do. Coverage of events, creative stuff. I also do, for my paid job, like I'm a full-time content creator. For my full-time job, I record long-form interviews for a firm, and I just record the attorneys talking about their business. So, and then I manage their social media. That's what I do full-time. But if you guys are interested in the kind of work that I do, in my link in bio, I have all of my links, my YouTube and my Instagram, and you guys can see all the stuff that I get into there. And my YouTube channel is mostly a review channel, and TikTok is mostly like TikTok shop videos and stuff like that for camera accessories. But yeah, my Instagram is right here actually. So you guys can see a little bit of my freelance work and just stuff that I do for fun. There's a lot of paid gigs here that I've done. Creative stuff, social media stuff, personal passion project stuff, you know, all kinds of stuff. I love the helicopter one. Yeah. For photos, do you use? I do use Lightroom. Yep. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. For those of you guys joining over on YouTube, hello, how's it going? Do you have any questions about any cameras, or do you need any recommendations for your, for either for your personal use, if you're just getting into cameras, or you want to start a business and you're trying to market your business? Let me know. I shoot mostly Canon stuff, own a Sony, own a Fuji. The Fuji's for fun, but I don't take it out as often as I should. I should have more fun with the Fuji. You love the helicopter one? I haven't seen the helicopter one in a while. Let's see, helicopter one. Oh, this one? Oh yeah, this one was shot with a R7. So in my photos, you guys, I always put the camera that was used and the lens. I shot this with a Canon R7 and a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. Yeah, this one right here. So I always put the lens and the camera that I used. This was shot with an R6 and a 24 to 105. This is a picture of a pigeon. Yeah, I always try to put the lens. I was tagged in this one. This wasn't me. Here's me doing a creative shoot where I had to do coverage. This was for the Puerto Rican parade here in Philadelphia. I have a lot of cat stuff. A lot of a lot of cat stuff. It's just me goofing with my cameras, really, and like making videos and shit, you know. Just goofing, you know. ¿Qué cámara usas? Ahorita estoy usando estas cámaras. R50 y R10. R50, R10 y R50B. B de Víctor. Yo, I'm in Reading. Oh, cool, bro. Yeah, dope. How far is Reading from Philly? Not too far, right? Yeah, not too far at all. How does that look right there, guys? Let me see this. Oh, it looks pretty good, actually. Looks pretty good. I just added onto my my stream. I added the effects down here, where you can see like the little background video. I'm getting better at being a YouTuber, a streamer. Yeah, right. Is the EOS R100 a good camera? The EOS R100 is a terrible camera. No cap. That shit sucks. I'm about 45 minutes from Philly. Dope, bro. The R100, why it sucks? Because it's expensive. It has like 0 features. It doesn't shoot in 4K. It doesn't have a touch screen. It doesn't have a flippy screen. It's just a bare bones camera that's like, how much is it? Like $500? Yeah, I think it's like $500. Yeah, it's just a, yeah, $550, $560. We'll call it $500 just to keep it simple. Yeah, this camera sucks, bro. Full HD 4K, Full HD video 4K. I don't know why they talk about 4K. I haven't seen 4K on it anywhere. Digic 8. Yeah, they're on the 10 processor right now, so yeah, I wouldn't buy this camera. Would not buy it. I purchased it in 2025. Look at this. And me with my T6i. Yeah, the Rebel cameras are really, really what do you recommend instead of that one? The R50. The R50 is not that much, or the R50V, bro, or this camera right here. They're not that much more money. They're a couple extra $100, and they're so much more worth it, bro. Where's the R50? Here it is, right here. R50 body only, right here. $679. Totally worth the price difference, dude. Totally worth it. Digic 10. Look at this. Digic X. Jenny, thank you for the follow, Jenny. Jenny, did I answer your question earlier? I don't remember if I did. Maybe I got distracted. Is the A7 III with the G Master 24 Mark I still stand in? Yes. Yes, it does. How about the Canon Rebel T3i? Too old, bro. Too old. Neon, thank you for the follow. Jenny, yes. Skyline headshots. What up, Skyline headshots? My sound effects died, guys. I don't know what happened to my sound effects. They should be working, but they're not. Oh, oh, here we go. There it is. Somebody muted my buttons. Not much. What's the best compact hybrid camera for travel, bro? What are you looking at, Neon? What cameras are you looking at right now? If I plan to do content like this, what camera do I use? Like this? You want to do content like this, like lives? R50V, R50. This is what I'm using right now. I still have my T7i and I'm not letting it go. What do you use it for? The price jump from the R50, that is just too much for me. It isn't, Traveling Panda. It is totally worth it, man. And if you don't have the money for it right now, just save up for it, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna waste your money on the R100. It's a waste of money. I still have my mic? This is the Elgato Wave DX, I think. Hard Body by Timo, J Timo. Thank you for the follow. Lumix S9 or maybe the ZVE 10-2. Ooh. For travel, broski? That's what you want to do, right? I'd probably do the Lumix S9, bro. Lumix S9 is nice. I've been looking at that camera for a while. Look at this one, bro. They got it in brown. I don't know why, but I like that brown color. R50 for content. Ooh, pricey. R50 is nice, dude. What about for begging creators? R50. Thanks, man. No problem, bro. Is the R100 lower or higher than the R50V? Might be a stupid question. Not a stupid question, bro. The R100, the R100, you guys, is the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel. It's probably underneath the barrel, like way down under, man. Way down under. It's the least worst camera besides the Rebel cameras that Canon has ever made. It's really bad, dude. Yeah, bro, the body color is what's appealing to me. Yeah, also, this is a full frame sensor, bro. So, Neon, this right here is a full frame sensor. I think it's perfect for what you talked about, dude. It is expensive, though. I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty expensive price. And if you can pair this with a nice little lens. Oh, also, I saw this, bro. If you buy from Lumix, I don't know where you are in the world, but if you buy from Lumix, I think they're including a free lens. Yeah, they're giving you this free lens right here. Oh, and actually, you know what? They're giving you 2 lenses. Yeah, look at this. So, limited time offer. Up to 200 instant savings plus a free 50mm lens. Offer applies to all S9 purchases. Instant savings varies by kit lens. So, you have this whole month. So, you get this lens right here, which is whatever this is. Yeah, it comes with an 18 to 40mm. It's a kit lens, which is still kind of cool. And then they give you this 50mm lens for free, which is $500 usually. So it's a pretty good steal right now. I think they only have this on the Lumix website though. So, Traveling Panda, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Best camera for cooking videos. Probably the R50V and a 10 to 18mm. Probably this camera right here, the R50V, and then I would get this lens right here, the 10 to 18, this guy. Probably those two, that camera and that lens. Okay, that settles it. I'll go for the R50V. It's a nice camera, dude. It's $600. Can't go wrong. Traveling Panda, thank you for the follow. Rico GR, thoughts? Rico's nice. Rico, the only complaints I've heard about the Ricos is that they have little itty bitty batteries. Oh, next session, use your T7i as a webcam. That's a good webcam, bro. Hell yeah. Right now, I'm shooting in both of these cameras are 1080p. 1080, 30 FPS. Should I get an R8 or an R7 for studio portrait? Are you getting paid, Fong Fong? Puong Puong? If you're getting paid, you should get the R7. What's the difference between Sony and Canon? It's like saying what's the difference between Apple and Samsung? It's just a preference of brands, really. It's like Android users will always hate Apple users. Apple users will always hate Android users. You know what I mean? So they're both great camera systems, though, except for Nikon. What about Olympus? You know any model for it? I saw there is an OM1 good for travel. I can tell you, bro, I've been a professional photographer, content creator for 6 years, and I've traveled all over the world. And anytime I see somebody with a camera, I always like interact with them. And I have friends that are photographers, and I go to creative events where there are more creatives and like photographers. Never in my life have I seen anybody use an Olympus camera. Ever. Not to say that it's bad, but in the United States, Olympus is just not a brand that is very common. That doesn't mean that it's bad though. Got an R50 today. Was it the right move? Hell yeah, dude. What lens did you get, Kyle? Comment from YouTube. All right, YouTube. Best all-round prime lens for the R10. RF 16 f2.8 EF Are you asking me between those two lenses, bro? Both of those lenses are nice. I like the 16 millimeter. Next session, I got you laughing, bro. One last question. How about the R50V versus the R10? I would pick I'm using the R10 right now. This is the R10 right here. Very, very nice camera. But it depends on what you're using it for, Traveling Panda. The R50V and the R10, I don't know if they have the exact same sensor, but they have the same megapixels. But the R50V has more advanced video features. So if you want to do more video work, the R50V. But the R10 does not shoot in C-Log 3, but it does have a viewfinder for photos. Astra Sonans. Hey, so I finally made up my mind and we'll be getting the R6 Mark III. Sick! Congratulations, bro. Yeah, fucking did it, man. Good choice, dude. Why not Nikon? I'm just kidding. Nikon is just like an easy brand to make fun of. It's like going back to that Samsung versus Apple. Nikon is kind of like Motorola. Like, what the fuck's a Motorola? You know what I mean? What's up, brother? Any reviews today? Guys, I did want to show, thank you for reminding me. In terms of portfolio reviews, photo reviews, video reviews, all that stuff, I'm going to be doing them for channel members over on YouTube. So in order for you guys to get reviews, the way that it's going to work on YouTube is basically, I'll be streaming it here. It'll kind of look like this. So I'll be like live doing reviews, but I'll only be doing it for channel members. For YouTube, and everything's listed out on my YouTube channel if you want more information on it. But basically, if you are a current channel member and you say, hey Vic, kind of like how you did right now, who was that? TM, kind of like how you just asked on TikTok, hey, do you do channel reviews? I'll ask you, like, hey, if you ask me for a channel review, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll pull up your account and do a review live. But that'll be just reserved for channel members. Not a hard plug, by the way, because I'm not, you know, trying to sell it or anything like that. But that's the way that I'm going to be doing portfolio reviews, website reviews, video reviews, social media reviews, YouTube channel reviews, all that kind of stuff will be through the YouTube channel members. I got the Nifty 50 with the mount F, with the RF mount. Nice, Kyle. Kyle, let me know what you think of that lens once you've gotten used to it a little bit and you need another lens recommendation. Happy to help you out, bro. I own a ton of lenses, broski. Especially for the crop sensor cameras. If you need any lens recommendations and you don't know where to start, who is that? Kyle, right? Kyle, you can check out, you're on TikTok. You can get this page right here from following my link in bio. If you go to my profile page, beacons, you'll find this right here. And then I have a category called lenses. Let me close out some of these tabs here, guys. Thanks, brother. Gonna start a lens collection. Yeah, man. Just save up, man. Just save up. Use that 50 millimeter for a little while. See what you think of it. And then if you have any questions about like, hey, Vic, I don't like this, I don't like that, let me know, man. I've bought so many lenses already that like I already have I've made all of the mistakes for you guys. Oh, by the way, this guy earlier right here, guys, this guy came in and he was a hater. Or he was a troll. Morphiax. He has 69 follows, 45 followers, but he was talking all kinds of shit and didn't have any content on his page. For trolls, I'll call out trolls. I'll call you out. Because trolls, I think trolls deserve to be called out, you know? I don't spend a lot of energy on them, but I will put them on blast for a hot second. Because trolls be trolling. Free and old. but they were free, so I don't know what to do. Natalie, I think I missed your comment there, Natalie. I want to get into videography, and it was gifted a Nikon and Canon, but I'm really leaning towards Sony. If you have them, use it. What do you not like about those cameras? You said that they were free. I would just lean into it, Natalie. What are you trying to do? Does it work? Do they work? Do they have lenses? Do you have batteries for them? If you have all that stuff, just use it, dude. That's what I would do. Do you have any content with it that you've created with it? That's what I would do. Just use it. David Moros, I just upgraded from a Canon 6D Mark II to an R6 Mark II. We'll use an adapter for a 16 to 35. Any issues? Nope. David Moros, the only thing I can tell you is to, if you can, buy the Canon adapter. Do not buy a third party if you can afford it. The only time that I've seen people have issues is when they buy the non-Canon adapter. Not sure which Nikon I have. No, but I mean like with the Nikon, do you have batteries for it? Do you have a lens? And does it work? If it has those three things, just use it. Just use it. And learn about the camera, you know, especially if you just got started. I've heard about that. Definitely the Canon one. I was just afraid it would not work. It's for real estate. Yeah, David. So what lenses do you currently have? Make sure you get, like, real estate usually requires a super wide lens. That camera that you got though, broski, a nice camera, man. It's a T3i Canon, and yes, I have two lenses, but the research I've done say they suck. They're just old, Natalie. That's all that it is. But just use it. Just use it. If you got a free camera, dude, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. Yeah, I tell everybody, you know, it's fun to pick on Nikon and stuff like that. I'm half kidding. But Nikon has really come a long way over the years. Their modern stuff is very nice. Their older stuff is... The only people that I see with Nikons that are like out in the wild are those bird people, like the birding people, that they wear like cargo vests and cargo shorts and like high socks with the hats. Those are the kind of people that I see with Nikons. 16 to 35. And I'm only half making fun of them because one time I have a Canon R7, and the Canon R7 I use it for bird photography and like landscape and animal photography. And one day, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was like getting ready to go to a nearby park, and before I stepped out, I looked in the mirror and I was fucking wearing cargo shorts with high socks, high black socks, boots, and cargo shorts. And I was like, fuck, dude, what am I turning into? But it was like a hot day, and cargo shorts, dude, they have so many pockets, you know, it's good for that kind of stuff. But I turned around and changed real fast. I was like, I can't be going out in public like that. The call was coming from the house. Exactly, Julia. Exactly. I was like, bro, dude, did I just turn into a bird photographer? What the fuck just happened? It happened so fast, you guys. Yeah, it happened so fast. I don't even think I ever used any of those pictures. By the way, guys, if you are interested in any of the work that I do, you can find my stuff on Instagram. And my links are, if you're on TikTok, it's the link in the bio. The bird stuff is probably from a long time ago. I do have some bird stuff. I have a picture of a bird's butt. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is, right here. See that? Canon R7 with a 70 to 200. I only use this camera for bird shots and stuff like that. The call was coming from inside the house. The R7 is cool. Let's see if I have any more bird photos. Yeah, I like looking at my old Instagram stuff for all the projects that I've done. This is my photo studio, by the way, guys. Check this out. You guys might like this. I was just reorganizing my studio one day. Just goofing. Let's see. Any more bird stuff? Oh, here's the R7. I was doing the R7 here. Street photography. Here's a picture of a dog that I took. Anyways. Damn, I haven't gone down this far in a while. Oh, here's a picture of a dog's butt. We love birds. Birds aren't real. What Canon is great for everything? R6 Mark III. Soul frame snaps. What do you recommend accessories for the R50 more than the 18-45 and a free lens photography? What do you mean accessories? Like you want to get like more things? I have all my accessories that I recommend in my Amazon storefront. Everything from straps, bags, gloves, all kinds of stuff already in my storefront. Everything that I use, from camera cages to mics to batteries to cables, monitors, all kinds of stuff. Coach, I'm still stuck on a tripod to bite. Bite the bullet on the Peak design? Fuck, dude, that Peak design is crazy expensive. I don't even buy shit like that, dude. The tripods that I buy, bro, are right here. Where are they? Are they here? Right here. I buy K&F Concept. I own a lot of tripods. My favorite one that I've gotten so far. Do you need that travel? Do you need that size? Because I bought this one for traveling. I have it right. Yeah, I bought this one for my travels. This guy right here is made of carbon fiber. It works fine. She works good. Small, lightweight. It fits in my backpack or my like water bottle pocket on my backpack. The Peak design is like $500, bro. Is that the one you're looking at? You got money, bro. You got money, bro. Oof, that's neat. The one that I use for video, my video tripod, is this one. For my heavy rig, I use this guy right here. This one's designed for like a heavy payload, though. I was gonna say a heavy load. But these ones have been my favorite right here. These are pretty decent. They're more heavy duty than the other ones that I own. But these ones are just great. Peak design, bro. If you got the money to buy a Peak design, if I had the money to buy a Peak design, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? David Moros just gave you a follow on IG. Thank you, man. Legend Gaming USA Vic. What up, broski? Brother. How are ya? Guys, if you guys are just tuning in into the YouTube land, let me know if you guys have any questions about camera gear, lenses, all kinds of... Yo, Canon is winning today, guys. I got a poll up. What camera brand are you leaning towards right now to buy? 42% of you said Canon, 38 said Sony, 17 said Nikon, 4% said Lumix. Not bad. Not too bad. Justin Labella, for an A6000 for volleyball, is a 70 to 300 a good lens? If I'm shooting from the player's bench, that's good reach. Yeah, you need a lot of reach. I don't know if that lens... Well, I guess if you're by the beach... What kind of volleyball is it? Is it gym? Or is it, are you in a gymnasium? 70-300 should be good, but just watch out for the low light, dude. Doing good, waiting for the Sure. Woo, which one did you get, bro? The Sure lenses are nice. Which one did you choose? I bought all of them. Where do I have them? I have them right here, I think. Yeah, here we go. These lenses, man, they surprised me, dude. They're cheap Chinese lenses, you know, nothing too crazy. Sniper. Yeah, no, but specifically, which one of the sniper ones? Indoor gym. Yeah, Justin Labella, just watch out for your low light, bro. What I say to people that shoot inside a gymnasium is to make sure you arrive early and do a good color balance check. Because gymnasiums, unless you're in a collegiate college, unless you're in a collegiate gym where they have really nice lighting, or like a high ranked high school or a high school with a lot of cash, those gymnasiums usually are pretty shitty brown colors everywhere. So what I tell people that shoot in gyms like that often is to get there early and do a white balance check. Ooh, 23mm, bro, nice choice. That's my favorite one, next to the second. Used your links. Thank you, Legend Gaming, I appreciate that. Want a solid cam for car videos and pics, daytime and nighttime. Gus, what are you looking at, Gus? What lens and cameras are you currently looking at? I'm new here. What camera are you using? It looks spectacular. Thank you, Andy. I'm using a Canon R10 with a 23mm lens right now. It's these cameras right... Where do I have it? Here it is, right here. I'm using 3 cameras right now, actually. I'm using the R50, the R10, and the R50V. And they are... This is the R50 with a 16mm. This is the R10 with a 23mm. And then I have a top-down shot here. This is the R50V. This camera is the R50V. The camera that I'm holding is a Sony, but obviously I'm not using it. Obviously. How do I achieve this camera angle and quality? The camera angle I use, actually I drew a map for you guys. So this is actually my office right now that I'm sitting in. I'm currently sitting in this chair right here. And then I have cameras pointing at me. I have 2 of them, one pointing directly at me and another one pointing at me as well. Oh, and I have a webcam too. Where is that? Is that this one right here? Yeah, this one. And this one. It's supposed to follow me, but I don't know. I don't think it is. I look like an asshole there. And then I have some lighting. So a lot of my setup is lighting. Is actually lighting. Stream is healthy. Perfect. Thanks, bud. Just got the R50V today with a 7200. Should I get a rig for it or a gimbal? Ooh, I don't know if a gimbal, which gimbal are you looking at? It depends, Sean Photography. Have you even shot with it yet? Congratulations, by the way. That's a nice kit. Perfect. Thanks, bud. I was talking to a well-known sports photographer and he was saying to get a 24-70 or 28-70, but I don't know. Yeah, those are good lenses for sure. Gym, it doesn't have to be super long, you know. For football and like soccer and baseball, outdoor sports, you're gonna need a longer lens. With in a gymnasium, 24-70 is not bad. Andy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. If you guys are over on YouTube and haven't followed yet, please consider doing so. If you guys are interested in the gear that I'm using, I have everything listed on my Amazon storefront, and that can be found in my link in bio. All you got to do is go to my profile page, and it is the first link that's in the bio. And then you have the Amazon storefront right here. And here you can see all of the gear that I've ever bought and am currently using. Feel free to check it out and ask me any questions. I own about 95% of the stuff that's on this list. The other 3 to 4% of it I sold. And the other 2% was gifted to me by brands. Not a lot of gifts. In exchange for like product reviews and stuff like that. Also, my YouTube channel is linked in that link in bio for you to check out if you guys are interested. For those of you guys joining over on the YouTube world, hello, how are you? Just answering questions. If you have any questions about a camera, or you're having a tough time picking a camera for either your personal use, or you are just brand new to cameras and want to get into creating content for either yourself, social media, or your business, or you want to start social media management or content creation, let me know your questions. Happy to walk through the decision with you. Doing pretty good on TikTok today, Julia. 11 viewers today. It kind of leveled out after a little while. I did notice though, you know, now that it's on the weekend, because I've been taking notes for the past couple of days, and Mondays through Fridays, YouTube in the morning is pretty active. But then TikTok on the weekends is more active than YouTube. So testing out these streaming times is there's a lot of information to gather. That's interesting. I think it's interesting too. Just a lot of observational stuff, and I'm using AI to analyze all the data, you know, that you get after you finish a stream. So I'm leveraging AI to like help me find any kind of interesting data points, any correlations, you know. Over in the YouTube world, what cameras are you guys currently using? Do you guys do photo and video? Michael P. Libby, hello. How's the weather down there, bro? Hey, bro, got back not too long ago from town, backing up pictures I took today. How's your stream been today? Pretty good. YouTube is a little bit quiet today. Glad you're here to liven up the chat a little bit over there. I see the follow numbers going up. The bar helps as a visual to urge people to. It does. I added that because I usually add it, but I had forgotten to do so, and I'm like, fuck. I don't know if I'm gonna get to 10K by the end of March. From these types of streams. The streams that I was doing over here with my cell phone, where I was just pointing, isn't it crazy? The streams where I was just pointing the camera right at my desk with a bunch of cameras were getting like hundreds of people. You know, it's crazy. And then these where I'm like spending a lot of time. I'm grateful for all 11 of you guys that are here. But the ones that took like less effort, hundreds of people, dude. In those lives, I would go live for like an hour or 2 hours, and I'd leave with like 100 to 150 new followers from one stream. Donnie Fly High, what up, Donnie? Hi Fly, how are you? Sony lenses are cheaper than any brand except Fujifilm. Sony lenses are cheaper. That's correct, sir. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate it. Next session. How many likes do we have? Can I give myself likes? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All good though. All learning. I added a blue light to my thing over here, Julia. You see how I pointed it towards the wall? So now there's like a pink and blue, or like an orange and blue kind of color. Just switching it up. Just switching it up. I think next month, if I really want to get that 10K for TikTok, next month I'll focus a good bit of lives over on that desk over there. Michael P. Libby, weather has been good, mostly dry today, but not super hot. I took pictures at train. Michael P. Libby, where can we see your photos, bro? I'd love to check out your stuff, man. Do you have it on YouTube or do you have it on Instagram? I'd love to see your photo work stuff. Yeah, I'd love to see your stuff. You're the only, Michael, you're the only photographer that I know that is constantly out there taking photos and editing photos. T, what camera are you rocking? On TikTok, I'm using a Canon R10. Yeah, very nice. The window is always cool too. Yeah, that's just one of those lights. Oh, I packed up your light today, Julia. I'm finally making the video. I planned it out today. I'll be recording it tomorrow. I finally gathered all the things and I should get it sent out to you this week. So it'll come with a tripod, a mic, a couple of lights, the bag and the strap, and the wrist strap, a bunch of goodies. Ew woo. Ew woo. Yeah, I gotcha. You should bring the flame effect back. Oh yeah, that did get a lot of people talking about it, huh? Where is that anyways? Was it here? Effects, here it is. We'll see if people like it again. People would always say, hey, I don't mean to scare you, but did you know that you're on fire? I have more work on my Facebook page. I do have a few on Instagram. Okay, I'll have to check it out, dude. Reminds me of the good old days. Yeah, the flame effect is only visible on TikTok, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe we'll get more people interested in it. Yeah. 21 new followers on TikTok though is great. That's one of my better days today for sure. Over in the YouTube lands, who do we have that's sitting in the chat room? What kind of cameras are you guys using? Michael P. Libby, what cameras do you have anyways, man? I don't think I've ever asked you. Andy M, are you familiar with the Sony ZV-E10? If so, which settings should I use? Settings. I have a Sony ZV-E10, 10.2. And I use it for videos mostly, and I shoot in manual. Jonathan, what camera do you recommend for a beginner? I recommend, Jonathan, the Canon R50. Hugo Draws, I sold my M50 Mark II and I want to upgrade to something better and cheaper for podcast commercials. I had an R50V in mind, but because of reliability, I feel like it would be best to spend more and get the FX30. How are you going to set up your podcast, Hugo Draws? If you're going to set up your podcast to record from the R50V, I probably would get the FX30 because of the internal fan. I am going to probably make a video about like a budget podcast system, and the cameras that I'm going to use for that podcast, the budget podcast, is 2 R50Vs. I think if you get 3 R50Vs, bro, that's probably the cost of one FX30 if I think about it. But you need one camera for one subject, right? And then you need one for the whole room. 3 R50Vs is 600. What is that? $1,800? No. Yeah, 1800, right? 6, 12, 18. So less than $2,000 and you get 3 of them. With no lenses, of course, but you know what I mean. Should I buy a Canon M10? An M10? I don't know what's an M10. Started with a Canon Rebel T5 10 years ago. Also have a Canon 5D Classic and a 5D3. Nice, dude. Those are nice chunky cameras. Canon R10 for 670. Is it used? Where did you find it for 670? Sounds like a scam. If it's too good to be true, sometimes it is too good to be true, man. Next session. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Used eBay, very good with reviews. Okay. That's a steal. That's a good deal for a Canon R10. Buy at your own risk, though. Can you suggest a mirrorless camera that are student-friendly budget? What's the budget? What's a student-friendly budget? It is quiet today, Byron. It is quiet today. Should I swap my FX30 for FX3s? Obviously need all new lenses, but wondering if it's worth the switch. I don't know, man. The FX30s are pretty great. What do you think the FX3s are gonna do for you that the FX30s aren't? You just want the larger sensor? I'd probably wait, Golf with Drew, because I think both of those cameras are gonna get refreshes this year. So if you can squeak out for 2026 with the FX30s, I think you'll be... Or are you, Golf with Drew, are you the one that had like a bunch of money to spend because of the tax year? What's a cheap UBS mic? What does cheap mean, B-Star? The mics that I recommend are actually right here on my storefront. These are really nice. I like all of these, actually. These are $44. These are $89. These are $29. These are all the cheap ones that I recommend. No, I wish, huh? Yeah, somebody came in here that had a very similar question, and I asked him a similar question back, and he said, no, I have to spend it by like the end of March because of tax write-offs or whatever. Like his business, his year end of his business was coming up, and he had like 20 grand that he had to spend. I was like, bro, get all FX3s. Like, get a couple of FX3s, get a couple of G Master lenses, you'll be set, dude. Yeah, these are nice, but these are just USB mics. Actually, I have them right here. I use these for literally like a lot of things, dude. These are really, really nice. They come in like like a little kit right here. They're just for your cell phone though, so they don't work. Oh, they work on your cell phone and they work on your laptop and like desktop and tablet, of course, but they don't work on your camera. They're just a USB mic. So keep that in mind. If you need it for your camera, those won't work. So did you have any gigs today, Michael? No, nothing today. Well, I made some content for my TikTok for some brands, PGY Tech. And then tomorrow I think I'm gonna do this brand, but I wanted to do something a little bit more cinematic for this brand. The Nothing brand. They've been sending me a lot of headphones lately, and I wanted to do something kind of cool and techy. So I was gonna go to my studio in my living room. I call my living room my studio, guys, just to make me sound fancy. But I'm gonna do some stuff over there with like a slider and some nice lights and like some speed ramps. I'm gonna play around, experiment. I appreciate your time and answering all my questions. Is it okay to purchase a used F30 for 900? What's an F30, Andy? What camera should I buy for marketing a sports clothing brand? The budget would be $600. R50V. Yeah, the R50V. This one right here, $600. You need a lens, but this is a good place to start. It's a content creation camera. See? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. Content creation right here. Streaming, filming, podcast, TikTok. Oops, FX30. An FX30 for how much? An FX30 for 900? That sounds fake, Andy. Be careful buying these too good to be true cameras, man. An FX30 is a $2,000 camera. Okay, nice. Tomorrow I most likely will be taking pictures in church tomorrow morning. We have a guest speaker, so I take some pictures for the church. Nice. Always staying busy, bro. If you had to start photography over, what would have been your camera choice? Canon. 100%. What software do you use for editing? Premiere Pro and Lightroom. Hey man, I just bought a Sony Nex5. As you said, the seller offered me a Sony Nex5 for $300. Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I just got back from my band shoot with the seat. Bro, tell me about it. It's just Jake. Tell me about that, man. What did you think? What lens did you use? That's fucking awesome, dude. Congratulations. My C50 was my first C50 that my first cinema camera that I've ever had. And when I used it for the first time, bro, I was like, what am I doing? Oh, nice, dude. Bro, we have twinsies. Twinsies, bro. We have the exact same camera. 15 to 35 and a C50. That's a nice combo, dude. I love my 15 to 35. I started with Canon and went through 4 before realizing I should have started with Sony. That's funny. It was amazing. Performed so great in a low light. Yeah, it's pretty great, dude. It's pretty great. My favorite feature is, did you do any open gate recording? What SD cards are you rocking? I only have Angelbird 512s, but I think I need to buy 1 terabyte cards. Jonathan, thank you for the follow, Jonathan. Let's go. Yeah, I need to buy some Angelbird. But alrighty, guys, I am about to bounce. I gotta get out of here because I've got to get up early in the morning, and I will be back. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Oh, look, I do have a goodbye scene, so I am logging off. I'll catch you guys tomorrow bright and early. Adios. Ooh, look at that, fancy. Thanks for watching.